Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today, as always, bringing you guys and gals Death Parade episode reviews. Today, episode 7 of Death Parade, and if you want to watch it legally, the link below, Funimation, subscription, but if you can't for obvious reasons, then by any means necessary. Now, this episode, very informative, and it kind of surprised me about the things that we learned. And we're now getting a bigger picture of what's happening here. And it's, in essence, it's Nona trying to usurp the system. And trying to see if there is a way to actually judge people via their unconventional means. Because normally it's, okay, you bring out the darkness of people, and then you judge based on that. But because there's been so many deaths over the course of God knows how many years, and they're getting, I think it was like 7,000 people an hour or some number like that. And it's so hard to keep track of all these deaths. It's so hard to manage. She's trying to see if we can't tweak the system. However, when you're trying to change a system that's been in place for, to say the least, a very, 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 very long time, there's going to be some backlash. And you can't really go against the head honcho at this point in time. The old man with the flower head and beard. The only thing that you can do is try and do this behind his back. But there was something to do with the Chavot book that she had that may have led to him realizing something. I mean, he already had some like inkling that she was doing some stuff behind his back. But he couldn't really tell, and plus she was appeasing him by playing pool all the time. But now things are starting to, you know, come together, and it's interesting. It's very interesting. So, first of all, the animation overall, as usual, crisp, sharp, smooth, vibrant, colorful, overall, good plus to great for the animation alone. When it comes to the pacing, I mean, it was okay. I mean, in the midst of all this, there was like a sudden flashback, which kind of threw me off a little bit, but overall, it was okay pacing. Now, when it comes to the story progression, okay, well, let me go to character. Character introduction, Quinn. Apparently, she's the former arbiter of the Quinn Dagon facility, and she's now a, what are they called? I forgot what they're called, but they're the people who manage the memories of the deceased, and then they sift through the ones that are important, and then they make them in tablet form, so they are absorbed into the arbiters that judge the people based on these memories. So that's what's going down right there. And so Quinn, she is now one of them, those memory organizers. And that was interesting because Quinn, she loves her alcohol, and she figured that what she was doing as an arbiter was a lot harder than what she would be doing with these memory assortment people, but false. It's actually a very difficult job, considering the fact that they're getting so many memories because so many folks are dying. At this point in time, I think it was like 7,000 an hour or some insane number like that. You're like, whoa, that's a lot of folks dying. So obviously, what's happening here is that these arbiters are actually getting overworked. That's actually a very important concept in this episode and throughout the entirety of the show, it seems. These arbiters are getting overworked. There's not enough staff, I suppose, and they just can't manage all these deaths. And what's happening is that these memory storming people are getting lazy. They're getting lazy, and they are half-assing when it comes to the memory stormings. And so this leads to insufficient, or I can't say insufficient, no, that's not the right word. This leads to inaccurate judgments on the arbiters as to who goes to the void or who gets sent back, who gets reincarnated pretty much. So that was interesting. And there's more stuff to come. But first of all, Ginty, Mayu's still there. I was like, what the, like, I mean, she was in the opening, so her character being important or having some weight to the overall story makes sense. But I was still surprised that she was still there. I'm like, why is she, what? Okay. I mean, again, like, I see why she's there. But knowing Giddy's personality, he would have been like, okay, fine, everything's said and done. You're annoying. Fuck off. You get sent to reincarnation. That's what I figured. But no, apparently she's still there. So I don't know what's happening here, but it is what it is. Now, when it comes to the girl with the black hair, first of all, the chatbot book that she was having memories about was placed in the bookshelf, and she finds it, and she looks at it, and she realizes, oh shit, that was a book that I used to hear my mom read to me when I was a kid. And then she realized, I'm dead. So this is the first time in the entire story thus far that she has come to the realization that she's dead. So what's very important is that that's not supposed to happen, or at least the thing here is that, because I can't say whether or not this was a part, because I don't know who put it there. I don't think it was Nona, because I think Nona wants to keep this girl there because this girl is an actual human, and she can actually make the judgments on these people that are being judged themselves by the Arbiters. And Nona makes a very good point at the end of the episode, where in which Nona states that we are Arbiters. We don't live, we don't die. They're dummies, which I'll get to real soon. And it's ironic that we're the ones who are judging people when they die based on their lives, even though we never experienced neither. But the girl with the black hair clearly has. And the girl with the black hair, I think, is placed there by Nona purposely so she can influence Deckham's decisions, so she can make him more human in that sense, by simply being around her, the girl with the black hair. So, what's fascinating here is we don't know who put the book there, but she has now realized that she's dead. But she doesn't tell Deckham, and I think the reason why is because if she does, then she would have to be either reincarnated or sent to the void. Though, again, there is an exception like Mayu, who clearly knows that she's dead, but yet she's still there. But then again, maybe not, because there were some weird events. Well, no, she knew. No, Mayu knew that she had died. Because she got that memory of her slipping on the soap and then bashing her skull against the floor. So she got that memory. She got the message. But when Gitty said, do you want to go to the void? She's like, what's the void? So, again, that one's a little bit iffy, but for now, we'll chalk it under comedy relief, and then when it comes to the girl with the black hair, that in of itself is actually very fascinating, and it's actually growing because, well, clearly it's growing because she's now attained memory, which she didn't have before, but now she has it. Now, when it comes to the flashback, again, Quinn, she was the former bartender at the Queen Deckham. And what's fascinating is the fact that she and Nona appear to be on very good terms. Like they're friends. They're very good friends. Where in which you see all these Arbiters at the beginning of the episode, like they're eating at like some type of like some place within the tower. And apparently her floor is like on like the 19th or the 15th floor. That's where apparently the Queen Deckham facility is located. And you go down the floors, and then Nona is on like the 90th floor because she's like a manager. So I'm wondering if there's like a bottom floor. Is that where like the guy where the flower hat is? I'm not too sure. But either way, the thing here is that you have, because we don't know how long she's been an Arbiter for before she quit. But there was a certain point where she realized that something is off, or like her judgments were skewed, or there was something going on when it came to Quinn that made her stop being an Arbiter. Specifically, I think she stated, but I forgot what it was. But I think it had something to do along the lines that, well, hold on, wait, let me backpedal. I think it had something to do along the lines of there's something iffy going on here. And not only is there something iffy going on here in general, but my judgments have now been skewed, and I don't have confidence in sending these people to either reincarnation or the void any longer. And again, it ties back to Nona's whole thing about how I want to try and build a new system to where we're not just judging people based on solely the darkness within their hearts. That's not a good key indicator. I mean, the darkness in people's hearts is only like something like that would only be apparent when it comes to like situation, when it comes to like, it's not just darkness, all right? It's that I don't know what I'm trying to say here because I'm just going all over the place. But pretty much, you can't judge someone, especially when it comes to something as big as being reincarnated or sent to the void, simply based on the darkness in their hearts, which could have easily been created on the situation at hand alone. A person could have been a very good person throughout his or her entire life. But given a situation, darkness may arise from their hearts, and then the Arbiters would base their judgment on that darkness and then send them into the void, which is clearly unfair. That's just the way it is. Now, we go over to Deck. We can actually get something. So here. Okay, all right, hold on. Woo! I don't know what's happening right now. All right, my fucking. Okay, let me just fucking no takes, no fucking takes, man. No goddamn takes. All right. Deckham explains to us that he has a certain hobby. Quinn told him that you have something to treasure, right? Like, that's very important. Treasure something. For her, it was alcohol. I think for Ginty, it's that cat. I'm not too sure. Either way, treasure something. It doesn't matter what it is. And what he treasured, apparently, was these dolls, these dummies. And it was fascinating because he has all these marionettes everywhere. And you're wondering why. And what he does is he actually makes a figure of the woman who was in the first episode, the wife of that doctor. And he explains, or it's explained, because I forgot who stated it, I think it was Deckham, that when someone is judged, afterwards a dummy is left over. And then that dummy is now, it's, for the most part, people throw it away. Where they throw it away, I'm not too sure. Probably somewhere in this facility. I don't know. But in his case, he doesn't throw it away. He cherishes that dummy. And he rebuilds it in the image of the individual that he judged. And then he keeps it. He puts it somewhere in his facility. So what's fascinating about that is the fact that the souls of people, the body doesn't, like, because I figure, like, when the elevator goes, I figure it was both the soul, like, okay. Let's keep it simple. The soul of the person is put within a dummy. And then the soul of that person pretty much reacts and interacts with whatever the game is. And then after that's said and done, they leave. Either that or the soul itself, like it's some type of weird thing going on where the body doesn't go along with the soul. It's like there's the soul and then there's some husk that comes along with the soul. And that husk is the dummy, which apparently Arbiters themselves are made out of. Arbiters themselves are dummies. Arbiters, so there's three main rules for Arbiters that was said before in the episode, at the beginning. Arbiters, they, number one, oh my god, I forgot. Whoa, okay, first of all, now this video has become a review / ramble because I fucking lost my train of thought like half the goddamn time. Okay. Alright. Arbiters, number one, are not, they must continue to judge. There we go. They must continue to judge because that is their existence. Number two is that Arbiters cannot experience death, because if they were to experience death, that would make them too close to humans. Number 3, Arbiters cannot experience emotions because Arbiters are dummies. Now, what's fascinating about that is because when you look at someone... So, let's go back to the flashback of Quinn. This episode had a lot of shit. Okay. So, when you go back to the episode of Quinn, Quinn is doing her job as usual. Her last, judgment of people before she goes off and be's one of those memory sorters. And you have the new bucks. You have Ginty, and then you have Deckham. Ginty, he's all for bringing out the darkness of people. He's, like the one guy, he hits the thing, and then click, oh, you missed. Haha, you suck. And it was pretty bad, obviously. And what happens is that the guy gets sent to the void. The girl gets sent to reincarnation. She's holding her arm. And then, so yeah, you can assume that he hit her with like the pool stick, something like that. And then that's the end result. And Deckham didn't press the button. And the reason why he didn't press the button was because he was he was so focused on what these people were thinking that he forgot. And that's what he was focusing on. Ginty, he believes that humans in general are fools. They're idiots. They're all stupid. And Mayu being there doesn't exactly help him expand that notion, obviously. But at the same time, she does have like these little moments of genius, and I guess in that sense, she would help him expand his horizons in that mindset. However, when it comes to Deckham, he's the complete opposite. For him, it's like, no. I actually respect the fact that these people had lived fulfilling lives. And it's a whole new look. Deckham is an oddball amongst all of these Arbiters. Why? I'm not too sure, but he is. And you have, for example, there's the one scene where you have the girl with the black hair. So she realizes that what Deckham's doing is pretty cool, pretty nice. And there's like, because there's an obvious emotional aspect to that, where which Arbiters are not supposed to have emotional aspects. And what's fascinating is you have Nona. She talks to the girl with the black hair in the first episode or second episode, and the marionettes are there. And then she says, "Yeah, it's a pretty disgusting pastime, or it's a pretty disgusting hobby." And then now that she's realized why Deckham does it, she says, "No, it's not," in her own mind. So it's fascinating in that sense, because because Nona, she's still an Arbiter. She's more perceptive, and she sees that there's probably better things out there. But Nona herself cannot stray away from the innate mindset of most Arbiters. She just can't do it. But she knows that there's something better out there, and she's trying to find that, or she's trying to create that something better through Deckham. Which is why, come the end of the episode, she has I forgot what her name was. Casta, something to do with C. The girl with like that weird skull thing on her head. She sends these special subjects to Deckham, and it's a means of trying to make Deckham more human, so he can judge based on emotions and based on these things that other Arbiters cannot do. So it's fascinating, and I think I can leave it at that for this episode review / ramble, because I had to gather all these fucking thoughts and shit and fucking and I mean I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Like, I think I covered what I needed to fucking cover. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is it because I believe that there's other shit that I'm missing here? Because, okay, no, I already explained the whole Chavot thing, and someone put it there. It may have been Nona, but I doubt it. It was probably the guy honestly, I believe that it was the old man with the freaking flower beard. Because I think he caught on well before in advance. I think he did. But that's my assumption. That's my assumption. We saw the Arbiters. That was pretty cool. But, you know, overall not a big deal. And Mayu's still there. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, overall I think that's it. We're done. We're done. So if I forgot anything, I apologize. I will clarify that in the next review of Death Parade. So I am done. King of Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys and gals later. Have a nice one.